Hey, this is Tyler from Goodbye June, and you are listening to Backstage Pass.
Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is Backstage Pass. Tonight we're at the Crafthouse with Goodbye June. Can you introduce yourself and what instrument you play?
Hey, Randy, I'm Tyler Baker, and I play lead guitar for Goodbye June.
Tyler, how did you get into music? Was there like a band, a song, a guitar player that you looked up to and you're like, I want to follow that path?
Well, my start was, I can remember pretty clearly, me and my dad, he had an old red Dodge pickup truck, and it was my first music memory, and it was ZZ Top LaGrange came on, and I remember as a young child grabbing and turning it up, like turning up the radio, and then I was like, Dad, who is this? He's like, it's ZZ Top, son. It's like, and I was like, these guys are cool, like, so that was my first memory. And then I credit like Creed, Mark Tremonti, like those guys taught me as an adolescent how to play, modern guitar. For that time, it was modern, and I got really into that, and I got into kind of the heavier active rock, or whatever you want to call it. And then when I got older, I heard Freddie King Going Down, old blues player, and it changed my life. I was like, I finally had an absolute musical clarity as far as like what I wanted to do, what I wanted to sound like, what I wanted to like, what path I wanted to follow. Because as a guitar player, you can go, there's 100 ways and 100 flavors you can go, and it's something about when I heard Freddie King Going Down, I was like, that's it. Like that's, now I don't personally sound like Freddie King, but that sent me down that path of learning about all those old blues guys and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and took me more into a classic rock blues inspired style of playing versus like any sort of metal or shred or anything like that. Like and that's kind of what I was doing, but I wasn't passionate about it, and I wasn't necessarily that good at it. But when I heard Freddie King, it changed my whole world.
I wanted to ask you about your musical influences, because when I listen to your songs, it's reminiscent of a little bit of AC/DC.
Yeah, I mean, I see how you're. I'm kind of, Landon's vocal style is definitely in the same, I don't know, genetic disposition, or what, I don't know how to even describe it, but he's kind of has that Bon Scott early AC/DC tone to his voice. I also personally hear a lot of other singers too, because he grew up singing in church, so I know as a child he was listening to more like gospel music, so I can hear kind of a little bit of that, but he's got that gravelly rock and roll voice, so everybody always lends him a little bit towards Bon Scott, but I think there's greater depth too. If you listen to our catalog, I think he can definitely do those songs, but I think there's also songs like Darlin'. There's a lot of songs on our new record that I think he has a very wide range from a vocal standpoint.
Now, you formed this band with your cousins. How did that come about? Did you guys just say, "Hey, let's do a band," or what?
We were playing in church together, very randomly, early on in our youth. And Landon and Brandon both had bands, Christian bands, kind of Christian hard rock bands back in the circa late 90s, early 2000s, and they were always in bands together growing up, and they said they had always wanted me to be in a band with them. And I was in Indiana, they were in Tennessee, so never really worked out. But then when my brother had passed away, who we were all very close with, and he passed away in 2005, and I think it changed a little bit of who I was, where all of a sudden I wanted to become a musician after he had passed. Whereas before I was a musician, but I was like, it was just to help people out, or it was just to play a gig with somebody else, or it was just, I was passionate, but I had no intentions of being a real professional recording artist. Like, I'd never even thought that was an option. And then after my brother passed, I think I fell into kind of a depression, and I really took a self-examination of what I wanted in life and who I was as a person. And I was struggling with a lot of different things. Tragedy will throw you into the fire, emotionally and mentally, and it's just like, some people don't make it out, and some people come out stronger. And I think for me, it made me realize, that the cliche, life is short. Go chase your passion. Go try to make art, real art. And so ever since then, I got really serious about being in a band with my cousins, and so we formed a new band, and we just started our first record was circa 2015-ish, which is no longer available, and then our first debut that you can still get is Magic Valley. Everybody knows that record. That was out 2017. So that's kind of how we came about.
Okay. How did you guys come up with the name for the band, Goodbye June?
So my brother passed away in June, and it was a time later. It wasn't like when my brother passed in 2005. It wasn't like day one, June 2005 or July 2005. It wasn't like we had all this stuff figured out. We just knew that we wanted to be in a band together. And then sometime later, at some point, we had booked a couple gigs, and they're like, "Well, what's your band's name?" And we were like, "Man, we don't know. We didn't have a band's name. We didn't think we'd make it that far." And my cousin Brandon, he said, "If you call it Goodbye June, and you name it after your brother, kind of to just say goodbye to him and kind of memorialize him in a little way." And we thought Goodbye June was a cool name, so that's where the name came from. My brother passed in. Some key details is my brother passed in June, so that's why we would name it that way. Yeah.
guys just released a new song, The Hard Way. Can you tell me about that song and a little bit about what to expect from your new album?
Yeah, The Hard Way, I think it's a nice introduction to the new record. It's called Deep in the Trouble. It's out June 28th. The Hard Way is just kind of this greasy barroom brawl, and we thought it was a really nice way to introduce everybody to the sound of the new record. It's a pretty wide-ranging record, as you know. We've sent it out to some music critics and all that, and one of the reviews we got back was that it was a great comp. It was reminiscent of Magic Valley with the best elements of Community Inn and See Where the Night Goes. So I thought that was really nice. We didn't mean to do any of it. We just write music. There's 3 songwriters in the band, and we come together and write and record records together, you know. So there's always some wide range. There's always a little bit of wide berth to the sonics and the sound and the songwriting. But I think this record, it's self-produced. We co-produced it with one of our great friends, but it's self-produced, and I think the sounds are. I think it's our best sounding record. I think the songwriting's strongest on it. Obviously, I'm very biased, but all you listeners out there, you can check it out for yourself. But it's out June 28th, and we're really excited to present it.
What's your favorite song in the set list to play each night?
Ooh, great question. Oh, man. Right now, it's probably Step Aside for me. It's just such a fun song for me, and I love the riff, and I love the opening. I love the opening riff. I love starting the song kind of by myself. I think it's very exciting for me, and it's a lot of fun. It's the bridge of that song, to me, is a really cool departure in the set. It's a little psychedelic, a little fun. Step Aside.
What's your plans for the rest of this year?
We're going to tour as much as we can. We have a handful of dates that we haven't announced yet that we've confirmed with our agent and stuff, but hopefully we're looking at jumping on some tours. We're looking at headlining. The good thing is that, since we're independent now, not to bore you with the cumbersome obstacles that have faced us in the past, but we are finally independent. We're finally contractually free of our past record labels and different entities and stuff. So we're very excited to put this record out. We fully own it. We're going to tour to support it. It finally, we're making moves to do our best to tour more and harder. So that's what I hope you see in the coming year.
Where could we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram?
We're everywhere, man. You search Goodbye June. We are on your favorite DSP. We are on all the social media. My favorite thing, if you want to support the band or you like and you love vinyl, we offer custom vinyl. So you can order that through our website. There's a very limited, there's only 600 copies. We've sold a lot of them, but there's still some left. That's a great way to help and support the band, and you get a really cool piece of art. And if you love vinyl, I think the record sounds the best on vinyl, personally. But if you want to support us, just stream, save, tell a friend, buy a T-shirt, buy a vinyl. That's incredible, and we appreciate you and your listeners taking a listen to us. So thank you, man.
Thanks for coming on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, man, we're just happy to be at the Crafthouse. We're happy to be in Pittsburgh, and we will see you guys next time.